And welcome back. Okay, today we are working on building a place to more or less store people. We've done some other storage buildings, but we kind of need a jail to hold people in to make sure that they don't skip town while they're waiting for their trial. So we're going to go ahead and put that right here. And we're going to basically build from the ground up. What I'm thinking is we do want kind of like an oubliette over here. So we are going to mark out an appropriate size for it over here. We want it to be roughly about 5 on the interior. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This should be 5 on the interior. And that's the exterior wall. Then we're gonna just mark that off real quick. Actually, take care of this real quick. There we go. I always mean to do that before starting the recording, but sometimes it just does not happen. I get busy, forget, whatever. It's 3. That right there should be the right dimensions. Okay. So we're just gonna kind of dig this out and replace the walls. As far as how deep are we digging it? Well, I'm gonna need to go get a pickaxe for that anyway, but we're gonna dig it roughly about 3 deep. And as far as the top layer is concerned, we are going to I'm gonna leave this corner out for right now so I can get in and out, but we're gonna put a little lip on it so that people can't exactly just climb out. Okay, so I'm gonna do that and then I'll be back. Okay, and that part is done. Well, at least mostly done. What we're gonna go ahead and do at this point, usually on an oubliette, these would curve up. With the scale of Minecraft, I really don't want to do that. If I were to do it though, I would probably put a block right here and then chisel it down till it just had like, well, I've done it before. Here, let me just show you. Until it had something like this around the top edge. And that would look a lot better, but what I'm intending to do instead is come over here and, I don't know, maybe about right. No, let's do about right here. So this is the wall, these are the insides. Let's get to our stair mode. Take 1 here and 1 here. And that should mark it on the inside. And it doesn't. Why? Oh, of course. That marks it on the inside. Because the top is, quite frankly, this little space right here. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to put in a grate. Let's go ahead and switch modes. Okay, there we go. Grate. And then slab that down to about half of a block. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Move on into detail mode. And you can either do this from the top or the bottom. It might be easier to see from the bottom. But pick one. And then, come on. There we go. And dig all the way through. The positioning can be a bit finicky though. So what we're basically doing here is we're kind of putting a capstone on here. It'll let in a little bit of light, a little bit of air. Mostly it'll let people check and make sure that, you know, the prisoners are going to be alive to do trial. This bottom floor, it's by far the least important floor. It's basically reserved for people who are likely going to skip town while they're waiting on the trial, and are also pretty poor, so they can't pay the jailer any type of money for being held there. And I think I just messed that up, but that's okay. Yeah, I did. I removed one block too many right there. That's okay. What you get is you get this really nice great floor appearance. And from the bottom, you kind of get the idea. It doesn't let in a lot of light. Doesn't really even let in a lot of fresh air. We also have ourselves a little bit of a window right here. It's not that great. It's enough. So just to give us a better idea of the actual feel of it, let me go ahead and grab my pickaxe so I can get back out. But what we are going to do is, after we finish building this, we're going to seal it up. So this is about as much light as the people will have in here. And as you can see, it's all basically spawnable. Not exactly a place I'd want to be. With that being said, though, let's go ahead and do a little bit of work in here. This is not so much for the design as it is just to remove the stone texture. Yeah, there we go. That looks quite nice, actually. It smooths it out quite a bit, yet it still leaves the outline to kind of blend in. I like it. Okay, let's get out of here. Can we reach that one? Nope, we can't. Well, we will remove this one and then remove that. Okay, there we go. That's the bottom level. So now we can move on to the rest of the build. And that's going to have the ground floor with basically the intake. And then it's going to have the first floor with the people who aren't exactly rich, but aren't exactly poor enough that they deserve free man's jail. So, yeah. And no, I don't mean freeman as in like, you know, you're free. I mean free as in you don't have any money and it's free for you. So as far as the ground and first and second floor go, they're going to be pretty typical. They're not exactly going to be very fancy. So how do I want to do this? Let's go ahead and make this part over here with the chimney. Yeah, that looks good. Now, typically jailers made their own beer and drinks like that, so we kind of need to find a place where that's going to happen too. We might actually just put that up on the second floor with the jailer. Yeah. Well, for right now, let me go grab some wood so that we can frame this up, and then we can actually start filling it in. There's no point in you guys seeing me just stand here and thinking without really moving anything. So, be back soon. Okay, and we are back. Let's get some framing done here. There we go. That's 3. Let's make it just a little bit taller. That looks good. Okay, a lot of the paperwork for this place is actually going to be done over here next door at the scribes. And we will probably also organize the scribe to have the judge be in there, someone who has nothing better to do than either write documents or, well, for quite frankly, lack of a better word, sit and judge cases all day. I just realized I just messed that one up. Whatever. Okay, so we have, what, 5 here, right? Okay. Sure, why not? Let's extend this out by 1 more. It'll give more of an interesting side view to it. And I think we're going to keep the same dimensions though, so let's throw that there. Yeah, and then this will just come on over this way until it hits up with the chimney. There's not much gonna see out here, so I might just wall that up. I don't know. Or, you know, what we could do? We could make that a pass-through, leading straight from the Bobby on over to the courtroom / scribe. Yeah, I think that'll work quite nicely. So I'm just gonna do the typical thing that I do with the chimneys. Obviously, I'll have to fix up a few things on the inside parts, mainly due to that mistake right there, but yeah, I think that will look nice. And then what we'll do is we will have the, I guess, sorry, mouse jerking around a bit. Well, we could do that, or we could actually have a front office over here, so let's think about how we want to do that. It would have a desk and a chair, and then a space for, or if we have the entrance on this side, we could have a space, a chair, and a desk, and then a 2-wide entrance. That doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, let's go with that. I think that will be very nice, actually. I should probably go grab a shovel. Except I'm always too lazy to. It's right here though. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and just frame this up a little bit better, and then I will grab the shovel. And finish that up a little bit better. Okay, so this front area is going to be where the office is. In which case, let's just go ahead and seal this up. That can be a little pass-through that we have going on over here. So the desk is going to be right here, and then we'll have extra doors this way, leading into the back section, which is going to be more or less where the trials take place. And then the scribe's part will be up here, with the scribe living above. So yeah, over here, well actually with us having an office right here, let's go ahead and only make it the basement, the ground floor, and then the first floor. Let's nix the idea on the second floor. Because we really don't need that, do we? Okay, so we can put some windows in there. Let's go ahead and put a doorway right here. And I will need to get some more mud bricks. So let me go grab some stuff to finish with the rest of the build, and we'll be back soon. All we're doing this episode is that, and taking a look at that stable, which I promised you guys would see at the beginning of this episode, so let me just run over here real quick so you can see it. And that's what it looks like from the outside. I think it looks pretty decent. It has a good look to it. At least I think so. And then what we did on the inside up here is, just use this one real quick. Basically this right here for the bottom half. And as far as the top half, we did this right here. So there you go. Now I'm gonna grab some stuff and we'll be back. Okay, and we are back. Let's go ahead and finish this part up. Now if the jailer is going to be over here, let's have a window in this way. This side right here is going to be all wood, so we're not going to worry about that right now. We will, however, worry about replacing out the floor. Okay, so we definitely want those. Yeah, why not? Side view. And let's just get a regular polished for that. That looks good. Let's go ahead and assemble ourselves a table and chairs. So there's the table. And then, oh right, okay, so we need a full one for that. Let's make a pressure plate for that. Some legs, the chair, that's that part. Let's go ahead and place these down. I've noticed that if you face this way, you don't have an issue with it lining up how you want it to. Now we are going to want to dye this, so we make carpet. Dye the carpet. There we go. Then we could have a double door there. or a single. I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's do a single, but let's have it right here. There we go. Okay. That reminds me, we need to go ahead and fix this fiasco over here. The log that was never supposed to be there. There we go. Let's just make sure we have a place to mark out where the next one's gonna go. And then we just raise this up like any other floor, except for because the jailer is going to be up here, we want it to be a little nicer than a standard first floor. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make it 3 tall instead of the typical 2. I don't know why, but my computer seems to be lagging a bit today. Now what we can do for this part is we could either cut it off here and then leave a balcony on this side, or we could take the entire length all the way out, which might be a little nicer since he's going to have people in there with him, but yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And of course, wouldn't you know, I can't reach. You know, you almost have to wonder why I'm falling so hard, but then you realize that I'm wearing raw iron armor, and it stops being a question. But yeah, we're gonna basically fill this up like we would any other building. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut here and come back when I have it more along the lines of being done. That way I'm not like taking a long episode like I usually do. So, see you soon. Okay, welcome back. We are, I guess, more or less done. Okay, so what we're missing right here is we are missing some of the bricks, but we've run out of straw. So I'm gonna have to go collect some of that before I can finish the build completely. But that's just the chimneys, so I can show you around on the inside. Also, we're gonna need to start demolishing some of this wall. I had a creeper blow up on me over in that direction, and it damaged some of the wall. So I want kind of a wall that's gonna last better. One that won't be really weak to things like fire or creepers. So I'm gonna be tearing this up and replacing it with a stone wall. And using some of this wood to otherwise help finish things up. But yeah, I'm gonna be putting a gate around here. Not sure if it's gonna be a stone fence or a wood one, but yeah. Also need to put some gates in those 2 houses. Needless to say, let's come on in here and explore a little bit. This is where the jailer is gonna be during the day, Unless he is calling some of the guards to come take people from in here in the jail cells to trial. Sorry while I stretched. There we go. Obviously you have the oubliette cell down there. Well, oubliette, whatever. Sorry. Then we have one in here for the ground floor. Has a couple windows, mainly one so that he can keep an eye on you, and so that you have a little bit of fresh air coming in and out. Also have a fireplace over here. Coming on up to the first floor, this is where the jailer is going to be and the people who actually pay a substantial bail. And yeah, it's a bit nicer. It's a bit higher up, so it's less of a risk. Also, they'd be sleeping in the same area as the jailer, so not a problem. I know that traditionally they'd have 2 fireplaces in a jail on the first or second floor, whichever floor the jailer is on. But really could not figure out how to do that all too well. I guess I could punch this wall out, since there is the blacksmith on the other side. But that kind of defeats the idea, because you'd want one on each side, over here and over here. And I'm not an architect and I'm not an engineer, so I don't really know how to work that into a building. So yeah. But then we have this going on, and the beds are going to be over here. Gonna throw a couple chairs over here, maybe a table, I don't know. But yeah, that's the build. Let's go take a look from the street view. And from the other street view. And then we have our little window on down into the cells. So, that's it for today. On the next episode, we will be building the church. And I think I'm going to want to be building it over... Thinking possibly over... Oh, right. I can't even look that direction. Nice. I was hoping to get a better view from up there. Oh, I might be able to get a good view from over here. Building it over there, on that kind of peninsula area. And if we have time to, we will put the parish in and the graveyard. We have had a few deaths since the establishment of this, at this point, almost city. And I've heard a couple messengers come by saying that some lord is checking us out to possibly come over here and build some fortifications in exchange for some protection. So I don't know, that might happen soon, but next episode we build the church and we'll see what we can get time to do. Until then, I will talk to you later.